Hello and welcome to another episode of Malt Magic and More, where I think we're the only team where the Dungeon Master gives us a classic dungeon crawl scenario, and all we do is have conversations and role play rather than loot and have fights. Who knows? Let's talk about it though. See after the show.
Hello.
In a dungeon.
No, but I think somehow called it. We take a long fucking time to go down one corridor. So then, because he said that, I'm like, oh, I don't think I can loot and pillage now.
Well,
So
the only reason that we haven't been is we said that we want to get through this quickly. Otherwise I'll be all for it. But for the love of God, we're poor compared to what we usually are. So
I've missed out on loads of gems here. That's why I had to take that obsidian because we said we wanted to get out as quickly as possible to avoid the one thing we rushed into at the end, which is a bunch of Duragar that we didn't want.
Well, we only have one at the moment, so...
yeah.
But then Kirik's going to waterboard him next week by the looks of it.
It might not be that, it might even be Remley.
Bit of interrogation.
Yeah. So...
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I suppose, I think, not knowing Remley, I think he'd be good at intimidation. And we're I suppose we're a bit limited because I can't persuade him or charm him, or because I don't speak Dwarf, or whatever his version of Dwarf is. Dwarvish.
What languages do you
So
speak?
Rimley, Abyssal, Common, Elvish, Sylvan, Thieves can, obviously. That's not really a language.
Okay.
But, so is Remley the only one who can talk to him? Oh no, you've got tongues though, haven't you? Have you still got tongues?
I don't think I do. Let me double check.
Tell you what, if I get
Dargon
to a
could
higher
also
level,
technically talk to them because they do speak Undercommon, but it's whether you would know that as a group.
okay.
yeah, because they
It's a
just
shame.
spoke something I didn't understand, so I wouldn't
Yeah,
exactly...
it was Dwarvish, basically.
It's a shame I'm not a higher level College of Eloquence because I do get a kind of multilingual ability later on. Obviously, that's
Bothrid speaks
redundant
Dwarvish,
now.
doesn't he?
Yes, he did, didn't he?
Yes, he does.
Ah, so he
I don't
would have heard
necessarily
it.
want him trying to parlay on our behalf, though, do you?
Oh, I don't know, I did a brilliant job last time. I'm sure he can do just as well. Oh man,
Maybe.
to bring this out, out of the fourth wall and all that lot. Matt and I were playing a Dungeons and Dragons game last night.
And we're playing Dark Alliance,
We're playing
which
Dark
is
Alliance.
awesome for anybody that's not played
It's
it yet.
very good fun. His one point to me was on the missions. You must go in every single direction and collect all the loot. And then today I'm like, ah,
Yes,
it's
but that's for
literally
us
all
in the
we
game.
want to do. And then I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
I mean, there's no role-playing in Dark Alliance. It's literally just get loot, smash things. So...
Which
yeah.
I'm sure we could play our Dungeons and Dragons game like that, but we prefer to add a bit of roleplay, which I'm very grateful for.
Oh, there's some good role-playing tonight. Bit of Anders' backstory, bit of Kirik's
Wow.
backstory as well. And a bit of Dargon's.
Yeah.
Here's a double bluff for you. Was the story he told Gindris true? Or was it a lie?
I don't know. Only Anders
No
will know that
insight
one.
check. Ah.
Wasn't there?
Yeah. And
no,
I
it
did
isn't.
actually try to respond to that in such a way that was legitimately what Dargon would have thought of the question that Kirik asked. There's a legitimacy behind it instead of just going the opposite to what we just heard.
But I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to say either way. But I just checked, and I only need to level up by one bard level to get universal speech. But that is, they can understand me. Doesn't necessarily mean I can understand them.
That's very bizarre.
Yeah, it'd be very bizarre if it's not.
Yeah.
That'd be weird. What level bard are you now?
So 5.
You're a worse
So it's
version
level
of
6.
C3PO.
So basically, I gain the ability to make my speech intelligible to any creature. And then the chosen creatures can magically understand you.
Yeah, I see, yeah. I mean,
So
rules as written
it's-
seems to be.
So it's basically, so I can do a persuasion thing, do my... Because obviously,
Is it
the
persuasion
point of
with...
eloquence is you either upset them with your words or convince them to do something with your words, isn't it? So if I can't roll lower than a 10 on persuasion, it's redundant if they can't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, and it
So
gets
even
past
if I
a lot
can't
of.
understand what... Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
can
gets
bluff
past
my
a
way
lot
through
of
if they don't know what
those-
they're saying.
Exactly, it gets past a lot of those things of like, if a creature that hears you and can understand you, it's like, yeah, okay, now all creatures understand me, so they're all under my spells. So yeah, no, that does make sense actually.
That's true, actually. I didn't even think of it from a spell context. I was only thinking of it from a conversation perspective. Yeah, that's even better. That's true.
You can actually use suggestion and
'Cause-
know it works on anything that can understand you.
Yeah, so dissonant whispers, they don't have to understand me, they just have to hear me. Suggestion, they have to understand me. Not that it fucking works every time I've used it, but that is a very good point.
It's gonna work on the final
fucking
boss.
score, mate.
It's
gonna work on the final
But the thing
boss.
is, though, I don't get an ability score improvement up to level 6, so I'm going to have to level up in Rogue to then up my ability score to then...
Oh, the irony.
But it was nice to actually see some intelligence saves. We don't get to do them very often.
There's not a lot of them in the game.
No, there isn't.
Which is why, when you said make an intelligence save, my head went...
Make an intelligence slave was probably out.
Easy there.
Because they're the only ones I can think of where intelligence saves are the bread and butter.
So intellect
And
devourers
I
are
got-
squishy, but they are scary fucking monsters.
Yeah,
Because I
Yep.
can
they
roll 3d6, and if I roll the same as or more than your intelligence score, your intelligence drops to 0.
Oh, fuck me.
Flat out drops to 0.
Wow.
3d6. Potentially that
and
can
you're
knock out everyone's
So
intelligence
what
score.
did you roll? An 11 on mine?
I rolled a 10.
Oh,
That would have knocked me out.
I've got a 15 intelligence score.
has the ability
And
to take
I was actually
all of us
looking-
out.
I was looking forward to playing it, because I've got a +6 intelligence save as well, which I've never had to use ever.
Oh man, we're throwing you ahead of the fucking mind player then.
Is that a forever until like Greater Restoration or something? What or is that
So
a,
it
like,
doesn't actually say it's a forever thing. It doesn't say anything about greater restoration or lesser restoration. It's the one creature that poses me a bit of a headache in that front, because it's an effect that kind of doesn't have any
I was about to say, it doesn't say like, after a long rest you wake up going, fucking hell, that was a bad
No,
day.
it's-
You know.
Because
greater
I think
restoration.
it's-
I've said does work. In
Yeah, Greater
previous
Restoration
stuff I've done.
restores. But Greater Restoration on the spell says it restores
Any
modifiers to the ability scores.
Yeah.
any
Yeah, I think
reduction
the
to
Intellect
one of the
Devourer
target's
says that
ability
you're.
scores.
Yeah, I think the Intellect Devourer says you're stunned until your intelligence gains a point, if I'm not mistaken. So it could be indefinite, because the only thing that restores is Wish or Greater Healing or whatever it is, or Greater
So
Restoration.
it's almost as
So-
bad as Feeble Mind in how long it lasts.
Oh well, it's
Well, Feeble
indefinite.
Mind's every 30 days, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's
So
indefinite.
that's,
Yeah.
that's even worse.
It's
So it's
indefinite.
even worse.
Literally, your intelligence score goes down to 0 when you are stunned until your intelligence score is somehow changed. That's not going to be a time thing. That's going to have to be somebody actually interacting with you to return your intelligence.
So now, obviously,
pretty
I know that we're lucky in the fact that we have a once per day Greater Restoration. Just smackaroo, which otherwise would cost
Unless you
100
get
GP
stunned.
in Diamond Dust. So yeah, it's if I go down and I don't know how to use it, then it's then going to cost you guys a day at least to get it. If Kirik can get it.
I can do Greater Restoration.
but then you've got to use material cost to actually get it, so you may not be able to. So you're dragging a 7 foot, 8 foot Goliath or whatever.
I think I've got materials for Greater Restoration. I'm gonna double check.
I used to have a. What about like Elixirs of Health? Would they do it?
Don't think so.
Kirek. Because I think it's like, what is this, 500 GP of Diamond Dust?
It's 100, isn't it?
So we were actually quite lucky.
Yeah, 100 gold GP worth of Diamond Dust.
Yeah, I think I've got that. Diamond powdered. Yeah, I've got 400 worth.
So that episode could have gone very differently then if you hadn't done that natural 20 on your intelligence save. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And obviously the second time round, I was very lucky to roll low. Yeah.
And Matt rolled low on his D6.
And they are the easiest ones out of the family.
Because mind flares are ridiculous.
What would the DC save be on a mind flyer? Like 17 on the intelligence save.
I think that's about right. 16, 17, yeah.
Oh god.
It means it's possible
Around those
for me,
lines,
but
at
very
least.
difficult.
Yeah. I need to roll 17 on the dice.
I seriously need a Magneto helmet.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the theory around where the Duragar are getting the skeletons from to add to that room?
Right, that's a very good question. Actually, are they still capturing dwarves and using them? And this is sort of a very weird, like, rapid process of aging after they're giving it to mind flares, or are they just clearing out a dugout? You know, are these like long dead and they're just shoving them into? Which I don't think, but that's why we've got to go into that room and check the corpses. Obviously, I know that we have someone we can ask, but we also need to get material proof. Has every single one got a hole in their head?
I think they're feeding. I think that they're feeding the mind flayers. Or, God, I hope it's not an elder brain. Otherwise, we're fucked. Elder brain. I'll just If I see an elder brain, I'll just get us all to the Shadowfell because fuck this. Take us all to death immediately because nope.
It's only going to happen 5 minutes later if we don't.
Yeah.
I'll take the trolls, thank you very much.
Yeah. Just open the door again.
I let the trolls in, didn't I? I definitely let the trolls in.
Probably.
They may not have followed, they may know not to. They may be like, yeah, fuck that, I'm not going in. Or maybe like, why the fuck did that open? I don't know, that's weird. They're not intelligent, and I suppose that, again, you've got to probably look at it as like, they were like, well, we didn't know how to open that door, we ain't coming in or out, so...
Plus, the corpses of their friends are still like by the door. So,
well,
you know,
it's dust at this point, but
technically, if trolls aren't destroyed with fire,
sure,
or acid, they will regenerate.
apart from the one that we
Even
disintegrated.
the ones Kirik turns
So there was
to
only
dust,
one that you
only-
dusted.
So there's two that woke up. So if they knew that, if they surmised that we went through that door and they knew it, maybe they are following. But we didn't hear any thunderous footsteps, and we don't know. They could have been asleep. They could have been out hunting again. We don't know.
those probably don't fit through the air door.
Hopefully they don't.
Bothrid didn't as a direwolf. So.
Yeah.
True. And they wouldn't
knows?
figure out how to hold the breath, would they? That's not. It took us fucking ages. I mean, it's a classic dungeon crawl for us. We didn't really get very far. We got stuck at a door, and we achieved.
Did put that comment in the chat. The
Doors,
Wardens of the
man.
Vale versus Doors, an eternal struggle.
That is literally going to be like on our gravestones, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
Doors,
most
the
D&D
eternal
parties
struggle.
have that issue, to be honest.
Oh yeah, if you want to slow
When you
down a
throw
party,
puzzles,
just throw
and the biggest.
Just put a door on them.
Yeah,
I-
That's how
I'm
you slow
happy
down
that
party.
we're a trope then. I'm happy we're a cliche rather than just fucking stupid.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is like, you know, I'll rule the day that I said this, when I eventually play a intelligent character, at which point I can go, oh good, anything that I come up with I can say that my character's come up with, kind of thing. At the moment I'm going, I may have come up with it, Dargon fucking hasn't. I will rule the day because I'll be like, oh right, I'm just going to bring everything to the table, and still not going to work.
Actually though, right, with Dargon being... Is he the type of fella he's clever, but only at certain things like, for example, Battlemaster, strategy, genius?
Yeah, I think he's got that Battlemaster down. He's got the wayward, so the ability to rule a clan, as he has done, to lead. But yeah, when it comes to this type of technical stuff, he's completely mind blown. So
I was going to say, technically Dargon's got a higher intelligence than Kirik, sorry.
Yes.
His wisdom's shit, but...
Yeah, and again, it's about that wisdom of going, he's like, right, I'm holding my breath, that's all good. When do I unhold my breath? Yeah.
But also, I suppose, with the intelligence score, just because he's got high intelligence, it doesn't mean he is literally Stephen Hawkins.
He's higher than Kirik.
Yeah, but I mean, like, as your character, you can choose what they're clever or intelligent about. And if puzzles and riddles is not what Dargon's good at, then that's... for example, a ship builder who can build a ship from scratch is a fucking genius. That is intelligent to me. But it doesn't mean he can do...
He's not going to do his tax as well, is he? So...
Yeah. It doesn't... So, different... He might be able to do his taxes. We're not bad-mouthing ship builders here, guys. It's just...
No. We said maybe. We're also thinking of a medieval bloke here, not anyone. Yeah, so... Yeah, I think that's the best way of looking at it. And so... and also that type of thing, especially you've got to bear in mind that wisdom. That wisdom is that understanding, and presumably the basis of insight. Is it right? Yeah, it is. So, Captain Insight here, checking on everyone. Dargon, yeah, cool. I'm just fine believing everyone, so to speak. And that's where wisdom and intelligence actually splits. I think what we believe nowadays as intelligence. As clever.
Yeah.
Wisdom is like, at least the way I play Kirik is very much in tune with everything around, and then it goes into stuff like empathetic and certain aspects like that, and understanding people and how people work. But then intelligence is a little bit more like how everything else works. Yeah, there's a really cool breakdown of the ability scores. It's strength is your ability to crush a tomato, dexterity is your ability to throw a tomato, con is your ability to
eat a bad tomato.
Eat a bad tomato. Yeah. Intelligence is being able to... No, intelligence is knowing not to eat a bad tomato. Wisdom is knowing that it's a bad tomato, and charisma is whatever it is. Yeah, convincing others that it is.
I was going to say convincing that it is a good tomato. Yeah.
Something like that. I think is what it is. And
because when you look at the actual definition, it's about intelligence is drawing on logic, education, memory, or deductive reasoning. So your logic and deductive reasoning is strategy around battle and fighting, not silly kids riddles that you...
Not silly kids riddles and magical, understanding. I would say he has a bit of a magical understanding, knowing the fact that his past. He's still got detect magic, and there's still that sort of minute understanding of the intelligence behind that lot. But again, not to a degree that it's like, oh yeah, I know, I'll be able to read Fireball. It's more the fact of just knowing that base understanding, which is sort of one of those niche markets that he knows that doesn't really help him that much, but is just one of those things he's picked up over time. Again,
but that's also also warlock stuff, isn't it? Yeah. Which is all given.
Yes, that one is obviously giving gifts from him.
And I suppose the reason for Anders' high intelligence score was because he used to be an arcane trickster, but now other things that can intelligence is used for is estimating the value of an item, pulling off a disguise, forging a document, winning a game of skill like poker, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So all plays into the con man stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's all up Anders' wheelhouse, isn't it?
And again, very
Knowing
interesting
where
that
to
you've
place
got
yourself on the battlefield.
Yeah, and you've got a high intelligence. You know where to put yourself on the battlefield. You know how to do all of the things. You know how to pick a lock. You can do all of that stuff, which I know is technically dexterity on this, but you've got to know how to do it if you want to really put yourself behind that one. But again, pretty useless in conversation, apart from persuading people. So your more social, your general social skills, or Anders' general social skills aren't great. His persuasion, fantastic, and deception. But when he's actually in a conversation, it kind of goes downhill sometimes.
Yeah, it's kind of like
when he's
you lie and you trust that the lie has landed. You don't know, but you just trust that you're that good.
Yeah, I think I've got it. Ander has no filter, so he is brilliant at it. But then there's no filter when he's not thinking about it.
Yep.
Yeah, so when I'm trying to get something out of the conversation and it's measured and pointed and works really well, if I'm just talking off the top of my head and there's no aim or anything for me to achieve from the conversation, it all goes tits up.
Yeah, there's just no filter at all, and that's it. That's perfect. How that means that you're also not held in by your own stats, because you could have someone exactly the same being played so differently, which is very cool.
That's why Zone of Truth just made me say whatever came into my head.
I fucking loved that. However many episodes ago that was. I want to strike your main. Like, you don't have to say everything. That was absolutely superb.
Yeah, that spell would have been really good for next session, but I don't have it.
I was just going to take a long rest while I sit on a Duragar.
Yeah, can we?
Just proper teabag a Duragar. Like,
Teabag him, yeah.
Fucking hell. Right. Have you got the spell
you
ready
could just
yet?
sit on his chest. You don't need to full on ball bag him in the face.
Yeah,
No,
but I'm also
he's-
thinking
no,
Goliath size.
can,
I'm
mate.
sitting on his chest. My nutsack is still on his head.
I feel sorry for this Duragar now.
No, don't. Trust me. I mean, again, I suppose that's what we've got to discuss. How big are the dwarves and Duragar?
It's like 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
Dwarves are usually 4 foot or something like that.
So
I've got to believe that a strength 20, 7'6" Goliath can pick this Duragar up like a
with
matchstick.
powerful build.
With powerful build. He's a toy at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, dwarves and Duragar are stocky.
Stocky, yes, of course.
He's going to be dense. He'll be a dense, as in not stupid, as in dense, as in heavy individual.
Yeah. I
He might be
suppose it's one of
stupid,
those
who
ones
knows?
like, well, yeah.
I was going to say,
Well,
they're
yeah.
not the most intelligent creatures in the
He
universe.
can turn invisible, and did think to check on the stone.
I did
So
not expect that. I don't know a lot about Duragar, to be honest with you guys, and I did not expect him to just fucking disappear out of nowhere.
I've got to. Well, I could be wrong, but I was going to say that maybe we've got to think of them the fact that it could be a playable character. Therefore, they could be any class.
They are playable characters, aren't they? Because you could technically play Mind Flayer if you wanted to, couldn't you?
God, that would be ridiculous.
Not officially, but yeah, there is a homebrew
You
for
can't
it.
officially play an Illithid, yeah.
It's a homebrew. You can play it too, regard, I think, or at least a dark
You
Is
can
it-
play a Dark
Yeah.
Dwarf.
dark dwarf.
Yeah.
Yep. I
That'd be
mean,
cool.
could be a warlock with a mind flayer as a patron.
Oh, that sounds painful. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm doing in my campaign.
No.
Holy shit.
Oh dear.
So yeah, you can play as a Grey Dwarf, which is also known as a Duragar.
There we go then. So,
Yeah, they could, because
How-
invisibility.
how
Yeah,
would that
invisibility
work?
works.
How did you do a Duragar warlock with shit charisma, I'm assuming? it does. You have to bump up the scores a lot.
Yeah, but
you?
my charisma is only 13 simply because I got something from our lovely DM. You know, I'm a shit warlock. Like I have a +1 on my charisma, so the fact that I have proficiency with my spells mean I get a whopping +5 to hit with a spell.
Plus, you can always.
I never use it.
Yeah, you can always just pick up a warlock stat block, and because I think it says like humanoid any in the race, and you just make it Duragard or something like that.
Well, that's the other way, yeah.
That's what you'd have to do, is just have high charisma instead of constitution or something, wouldn't you? Because it gives racial bonuses to other stuff, so you could then bump up charisma.
Yeah. Yep.
You're all assuming I've homebrewed this character, of course.
Yeah, of course we did.
What? I really haven't thought. What are we going to ask this? What's Kirik's intentions with this guy? What's he going to ask him?
You've got a
Just how do
full
we
week
get out?
to figure that one out, haven't you?
I want to
half a
know
week
how
now.
to get out of here. And then trust that my insight will be good enough to...
The only thing I'm
See
worried
if he's
about
lying.
is, are we in a totally separate section to Shiverspire, or are we actually going to, now that we're coming down here? Because our plan was to get out through the back door of these dungeons, these mines. Right?
Yeah.
We're in a bit now that I didn't ask the question because I don't think he would know whether this looks like Dwarven architecture or Duragar architecture. Right? Are we still in those mines, and can we still get out, or are we in Duragar territory in the Underdark, or whatever it's called? And are we actually just going to make our way through to Shiverspire through their tunnels, right? The
Feels like
whole
the case.
way, right? Instead of popping
Would
out
you be able
again.
to tell the difference
Right,
between Duragar
well-
and Dwarven technology?
Remley did.
Well, he said
Remy-
he didn't
Remy
He said
recognise
he
them,
didn't
Remy didn't
recognise it.
recognize it.
but he said they were
So that
also
could be-
really old.
Recognised it.
But again, that's why I didn't jump in with what I thought, and that was, well, is that because they're just new dwarven tunnels, like after you left, or are they Duragar? Right now,
Also,
Or
The
are
only
they
other thing is
older, and he never knew they were there?
yeah,
All of
right,
these
and also,
options.
but because the other way that we came, or the other way we could have gone, sorry, was caved in, could have been the way into the bigger dwarven mines, and this one area is down to the Duragar. We are being forced down into there.
Also, if you remember, in our dreams, we went into Shiverspire, down a hatch, and through layers and layers and layers of earth. So this might just lead to that bit in our dream. Because the purple flame sconces is a bit of a clue. That might just lead to where our dream was anyway. So we might have to go the way we've just retreated from.
Yeah, I mean, that's where they were coming. They were coming from.
Almost
There was six
definitely.
of them.
This was purely, and again, it was one of the few fights that Dagon wanted to run from, as always. But he does have a squishy brain spider on his mind, so doesn't really want to be, picking fights that are actually going to cause that he can't attack against. I think that's what he's coming up against.
I mean, for all you know, them Duragars chuck them at you like grenades. You just don't know.
No idea. Not got a clue. So
This is all stuff to ask, like where it is, like where's the thing that we don't want to get to. Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
And I would say that we do, when leaving with whatever information we have, try and use the hallways as ambush points, or the rooms as ambush points in any way. With Pass Without a Trace, can they get in and let's jump on them?
Yeah.
And just try and do that, just piecemeal, just go through, just trying to do that. So
I'm dreading this. Like, I'm genuinely like.
I have no
concerned.
idea how we're going to get out. I think it's one of those ones that this is. So, like we tried to do with the Ruins of Escalion, or whatever it was. we tried to go through it carefully, checking stuff, taking that one long rest, which was a bit of a clutch move to do, and thankfully paid off for us. I don't think we're going to get that rest if we're going straight to where we're going. So it's going to be really, really, we've got to have to. We only rest if we get outside. I think. Long rest. I mean.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Yeah, we're just gonna have to be careful, basically.
Yeah. Obviously, it may come about that we go, no, we have to long rest, and that's really dangerous.
And I mean, and
give it a go.
And like, we have some options because, like, realistically, the only person that will ever really need a long rest is Kirik. Maybe like Bothrid as well.
What do you mean? I'm really happy with short rests all the time.
And we have that potion now that basically gives a long rest for free.
It's still for the 8 hours.
Yeah.
Do you not?
You can just stay awake for the full 8 hours.
Yeah.
Can you still be moving, or do you have to rest? Do you have to sit? Because I took that as you're able to sit and watch your whole party sleep while you don't. That's the way I took that, but can you keep walking? I don't mind getting a level of exhaustion while you stay fine. And we get 8 hours of travel.
You can remain awake during a long rest and still gain its benefits. So that
there we go.
So that's
basically
that's
still doing a long rest, but staying
so
awake.
Yeah, you could get 8 hours of book reading or something, but you'd
you
be
also
sitting
can't
still
be
looking
put
after
to
us.
sleep by magical effects.
Pretty good going against these mind
It's
flayers.
basically just one person does the whole watch.
yeah, basically.
Yeah. And it's fine the following day.
Literally, like,
That could work. So, for example, you had the potion. You stay awake, concentrating on ice wall, while we all sleep, and you protect us with an ice wall while we sleep. For example, if that sort of situation arose, or you was the sort of person who could make a fortress for us to sleep in, and you stayed awake the whole time.
You're not far off from being able to do that. Ander is with his tiny hut.
I think I can have tiny hut now, can I?
What the fuck have you not got it?
I can get
Because
Temple
I
of the
picked
Gods
Solid
next
instead.
level, I
Tiny
think.
hut now?
I'm just going to check.
Fucking hell. That would have been bloody magic.
Yeah,
Ultimate check.
Tiny hut would be pretty clutch.
I can get tiny hut. It's a 3rd level spell.
Oh, man.
Nice.
When do I get Temple to the
Yeah,
Temple of the Gods? Let's have a look.
Temple of the Gods is ridiculous. Just like that's the sort of shit you need to save for River's End.
Yep.
Yeah. Excuse me,
it's
guys.
still
I
good.
noticed that you don't have a, you don't have a temple. There you go.
Well, yeah, but that's literally the plan. That's literally the plan. That's the goal. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna be I need to take 2 levels in cleric, and I'm intending on taking the next 2 levels in fighter. That might change, but
I certainly
yeah.
will be taking the next 2, the next however many in fighter, I think.
Dimly lit and tiny hut won't work because the spell fails if its area includes a larger creature. So you'll have to stay outside, Dagon.
No, I'm medium.
No,
He's medium.
Alright. Oh, never mind then. We're fine.
If I turn into a bear, maybe not. But
please don't.
I promise not to do that in your tiny hut, Ander.
not unless
Yeah,
somebody
so we can
posts
do
it.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'm
I can
just.
also speak with dead.
Oh, there you go. That'll be a nice experience for you, I'm sure.
That's gonna be hysterical.
Oh, can you just imagine? Did you imagine that being role played by Ander? Like, just going up to a skull and just going tapping him, like, wake up.
Yeah, it's like it's Kirik taking like the religious aspect of it and like the ritualistic and be like, I'm sorry to bother you, and then they're just like, oi.
Yeah. Hey, dude.
Where have you put your keys?
Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're dead. I didn't know if you knew. I just wanted to let you know. By the way,
I
yeah,
don't think
where
I'd
are your
apologise.
keys? Well, yeah.
How's
What's
life
the
on the other
passcode
side?
to your locker? I want to take your stuff.
Yeah. Literally be like, oi, listen, Dusty.
Yeah. Why the long face? Oh, shit.
Oh boy,
that's
facing mind flayers without
fun.
wizards in the party. That's fun. That's fun.
Why'd you say without a wizard?
Because wizards get spells against stuff like that.
And I suppose also their intelligence is insane. Yeah.
Yeah, usually.
Usually very high.
I need to learn the fear spell for next time, but I can't, so I need to level up.
Feels
Or
pretty good.
maybe one of us should attune to the Cooper's sword. See what happens when we attack a mind flayer with it.
It's tempting. It's very tempting.
What spell would be useful for Dargon to use in fights against mind flayers? Hex, mirror image.
Would be a good one. Hex.
Yeah, these
Mirror
got to
image
be.
would be good as well, actually.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't know which one to attack.
I think it's still.
Ooh,
hitting.
I don't know.
I think it might get round that.
Yeah.
I think it might get round that because I don't think it's going to be an attack.
And I'm not sure. They might have some sort of stuff against that, like
They might have
blind
true sight.
or
Yeah, blind sight.
yeah,
whatever it's
true
called,
sight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Or just just sense intelligence or something, like being able to
Yeah,
just do
yeah.
something stupid
Well,
like that.
Yeah, they don't even see the mirror images because they don't exist there as intelligence.
Yeah.
So you're just like, I don't even know what you're doing.
I mean, Hex can be pretty good because Hex also does it do like disadvantage on an ability check? I think it
let's have a look.
does. I think that's
Also,
the thing. Like,
choose one ability when you cast
yeah.
a spell that has disadvantage on ability check. So again, that's when I have to. The party has to understand what we want to, knock
So
down.
you use Hex, I'll use
Or you need to
Unsettling
understand
Words,
the
and then
monster you're
Kirik smashes
fighting.
them with a 5th level something.
Yeah, but that's it. I need to know, am I going to knock their charisma, intelligence, wisdom down? Because it's all about the ability checks they're going to do.
is ability check.
That doesn't mean you
not-
can't do that mid-fight.
Oh, saving throw, yeah.
Yep.
Make him stupid,
Yeah.
Well, I don't know
mean,
if you'll have it prepared, Kirik, but won't you have to do... We haven't busted out the Ring of Ravens for a while. That could be helpful against the Mind Flayers, couldn't it?
The Ring of Raven.
yeah, that's coming up. Spirit Guardians is always prepared. that's always around.
Area of effect, here we go, bang.
Yeah, I mean Hex is pretty good
Because
because it adds 1d6 to your attack, to your
1d6
damage.
to my damage, concentration up to an hour, and I can move it as a bonus
Yeah, that's-
action?
Because it is a bonus action to cast. That's how you start like racking up points as a fighter. It's like, oh, I've got this plus action surge plus Hex plus potentially holy weapon plus. It's like
Plus the Potion of
Plus
Heroism
Booming
I could
Blade.
give you.
yeah. Question of where is it?
Plus the path to the grave from you.
Yeah, like
admittedly.
yeah, you start racking up damage. I mean, Hex is pretty good if you get. This is the yeah.
And I could bonus action fainting attack, so that I give myself advantage on an attack and potentially roll on that 20.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the thing. Like, Hex is really good for you to get if you get close to the Mind Flayer, but you don't really want to get close to the Mind Flayer.
I would also point out that in game you need to tell Dargon that, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm gonna
So-
have
You're just going to try and
to
chop
do
his
what he would
tentacles off
usually do.
and die.
Yeah.
That's it,
Or buff
And
it
the
to
thing
death,
is,
isn't he?
maybe it is good for me to get up there, just to try and smash the crap out of them.
They can't-
I legitimately
They can't
haven't
get your
looked.
brains if they. Yeah, they can't get your brains if they can't get close to you. So But
Yeah, but otherwise
What
it's
about
me
the oil
standing there
slipperyness?
with guiding bolt just 120 foot away, just going.
yeah,
I
but
missed,
then
I missed.
what else are you gonna
I
do? That's the
missed.
thing.
High risk, high reward.
Yeah. This is why we need we just need something to like bump your intelligence, either modify or save.
Intellect
But I was looking
fortress.
like intellect fortress is what you want, but
Can't you, before we fight the Mind Flayers, would you be able to give Dargon the, where you give me the Eagle's Splendor? Could you give him a similar one for his intelligence score rather than...
that's only on ability checks, unfortunately. That's enhance ability. Yeah.
The other thing we can hope is the fact that we can take. There's going to be more mind flayers than just one in a fight, but that we can take one out pretty quickly.
Well, I've got 3 bardic inspirations to give you to your saves.
Nice.
Yeah, bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
I think this is a time for Kirik to start preparing bless, because that might be needed.
Yeah.
Potion of heroism basically gives you bless, so I could give you that as well.
Yeah. Without the concentration, which is pretty decent.
Yeah.
And then I'll just stand really far away.
Because all my stuff that bumps saving throws, apart from bless, is for wisdom saving throws. It's like, not exactly.
Not useful, yeah.
Here.
So I can give you my bardic inspirations, Dagon, if you've got a shit intelligence save. But you've got a rubbish intelligence save as well, didn't you say?
I was about to say, to be honest, mine's better. Mine's a +1.
Mine's 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a band of intellect here somewhere on this cave. I'm just sure.
Yeah, and I bet you we've already walked past it.
Probably.
So,
wouldn't that be nice? Hey, just wear this and your intelligence becomes 19. Great, cool, nice, awesome. Although that is attunement, so good luck.
Can you imagine that? Like, what does this thing do? Oh, hello. How you doing?
Don't mind. I feel so much pain now.
you're
so depressed.
Yeah, it's sort of this band is suddenly like growing in as like pinching into this massive brain.
Actually, right? I think we'd be right against the Mind Flayer. So I've got lucky points for my saves. I can give bardic inspiration for your saves.
Words.
I've got Ring of Counterspell. You've got Hex.
Yeah.
You can banish them for a bit.
Also,
and then Guardians.
I'm trying to find this.
That's true. Banishment could be an option.
And I need to remember this bad boy. Indomitable. I can re-roll a saving throw that I fail.
Please remember that.
Yeah. I can do it once. I can do
it down
once.
And put it on your monitor.
I just remembered. Fucking hell.
Yeah, but
I probably should have just used that, but I'm glad I didn't because I was lucky.
I feel like you guys need to create your own little cheat sheets. My character can do this.
Yes, but the trouble is, we have a cheat sheet. It's called D&D Beyond, and it's that fucking massive that we'd end up just having a massive cheat sheet that I can't find anything in.
I actually said this to one of my other players the other week. They were struggling to deal with all the various features and facets of their character. And I said, print your character sheet off.
Yeah.
I have occasionally just printed it off. Yeah. That's very cool.
And now they are kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah.
Oh,
especially when you get to like higher levels, because you just have so much shit. Like,
yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But like the thing about that fight is going to be, if we get into that fight, which we might, is going to be the same thing that is with every fight that we have, which is like, the moment one of us goes down, it like the combat shifts immediately. Like if Kirik goes down, it's like so tough.
I was about to say, if you go down, I heal you. Your next thing is to get us out of there. Simple as that, isn't it? Just like this. And then this is going badly. Go.
Yeah, because like, that's with any of us. Yeah, that's with any of us, because like if Kirik goes down, that's all the healing. If Dalgon goes down, that's most of the damage, really, realistically. Bothrid goes down is the tank.
Yeah,
that's the sponge gone. Bothrid as well.
Bothrid won't last very long because his psychic damage.
No, he won't. Barbarian, everything's psychic damage with those dudes as well.
Yeah. Everything.
And then if Vander goes down, is like a big chunk of damage dealing that also goes because of the sneak attack.
That sneak attack is
so
insane.
Like, plus bardic inspirations, which are fucking amazing.
So basically, I just need to stand far away, hope slow works. And
slow. Yeah, slow's so good.
And then we could technically, me, you, and Bothrid, just say we come up against 3 mind flayers. I slow them, and we could cast hold person on each one.
If we come up with 3 mind flayers, I'm just running.
Because I've got hold person, you've got hold person, Bothrid's got hold person, problem solved.
Yeah.
And then Dark just goes.
I go in and try and cleave their heads off.
I mean, it's a plan.
Just tie their tentacles over their mouths so they can't talk.
Unfortunately, they speak and do everything telepathically, but apart from that, that's a brilliant idea.
Tie all of their tentacles together so they're stuck in that one.
So you're hoping that the tying their shoelaces together trick will work.
Yep.
Oh, the image of 3 mind flayers just with their tentacles.
Especially when I cast dissonant whispers on one of them and it tries to run away.
They fall down the lava pit and we're all good.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be fair, mind flayers are pretty much just Squidward with higher intelligence.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to be able to use suggestion. Do you think they'll have high wisdom scores? If they're intelligence save type people?
No idea.
No clue. Well, I'll tell you what, on that question and on that amazing idea of Anders, I think that we should end tonight because I desperately want to see that happen in our next game. But yeah, I think it's more likely that we're going to end up having it that we all run screaming away from 3 mind flayers. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've also enjoying our campaign on a Monday night streaming on Twitch. All of the videos come out on the same week, and we also are getting the podcasts out on the same week as well. I hope you are all enjoying, in whichever way you view our campaign and our Malt Magic and more. Do please follow us on Twitch, like and subscribe on YouTube, and we hope that you have a wonderful evening. Good night.